The Allegan civilization thrived within the borders of a vast empire, producing marvels the likes of which this world has never seen again. It's said that its technology was so advanced, the machete of Garlemald appears crude and childlike in comparison. When I first laid eyes on the Crystal Tower, I finally realized the truth of that claim.
You just leave the business of sorting out the aftermath to us. Focus on clearing out the nasties, and we'll move in to survey what's left.
Technology should never be allowed to imprison people. That's a hard lesson I learned from watching Gaius and my father. If the secrets of the Crystal Tower are as dangerous as we expect, then I mean to keep them under lock and key. The terrible mistakes of history need not be repeated.
"'Tis my most fervent belief that the Fellowship of Noah will, piece by piece, lay bare the long-buried secrets of ancient Alex history. But the doing of it will require all of your skill and more. Mayhap I can convince Master Garlund to allow me to accompany you, that I might see some of these horrific guardians in the flesh. I am quite proficient with the bow, you know."
"'Tis you, my friend. You are doubtless eager to hear of our progress on the Crystal Tower." "Excellent, I'd be disappointed to hear otherwise. Of course, disappointed is the word of the day, I fear. I'm ashamed to say that there is nothing worthwhile to report. The Suns continue to probe the labyrinth of the ancients, and every day brings new discoveries. Alas, the same cannot be said of the Crystal Tower proper. We have not been able to set so much as a single foot inside it."
You will recall how the 8 sentinels stood between us and the labyrinth initially. In like manner, the entryway into the principal spire, Syrcus Tower, the Allegans called it, is also protected by technology far more advanced than our own. Sid and I have tried every trick we know, but without success. Frankly speaking, we are at a loss.
It is discouraging, but we cannot give up. There must be a way in. And so the situation stands, my friend. Until we gain entry into the tower, I fear your talents shan't avail us. It will require time that I am loath to waste, but I have a mind to set my people to scouring such ancient texts as we have on hand.
Perhaps we can be of assistance.
And you are?
Be at ease, friends, for we share the self-same goal.
I am Ane, and my companion is called Doga. We are scholars of the Allegan civilization, sent by the students of Bald Sen to assist in your endeavor.
Ane and Doga. Rather unusual names for this day and age, if I might be forgiven for observing. But I digress. You claim to be here at the students' behest, but we have received nary a word of your coming. Moreover, in light of the recent incident at the iLvl, I should think that they have rather more pressing concerns.
We can only assume that the message failed to reach you due to some mishap. I assure you that we are here to help.
What is it, Graha?
'Tis nothing. There was a pain, but it has subsided.
Well, this is rather unexpected. Your right eye is the same as ours.
The same? You have the Allegan eye as well? This sanguine hue is said to be a trait unique to the Allegans. Yet I inherited it from my father, as he did from his. Only one child in a single generation is born with the eye. All my life, I have sought to learn the truth of its manifestation. If there is aught you know, I implore you to tell me.
My deepest apologies, but we have no answers for you. Only one thing is certain, those who possess the tray are bound by fate to Allah. As your eye has placed you upon the path you walk, so too have we come here to fulfill our destiny. Absurd though it may sound, it is the truth.
It seems to me we have naught to lose by accepting their aid. What say you?
If that is your wish, then so be it. Yet know that I still mean to verify your story with the students of Baldessian when I am able. I trust there will be no objections. Very well. As of this moment, I name Ane and Doga advisory members of NOAA. Without further ado, let us have them examine the Syrcus Tower entrance.
I promise you will not have cause to regret your decision.
Kanekotin, I should be much obliged if you were to accompany our new friends to the tower. Biggs and Wedge are presently surveying the 8 sentinels. The 2 of them can show you the way. Upon arrival, pray report to Master Garland. He will brief you on the situation.
I shall join you, Kanekotin. With Ane and Doga's knowledge, along with your uncanny knack for setting events in motion, I am hopeful that we will finally see progress.
We're examining the rubble in the hopes that it'll yield a clue to entering Syrcus Tower. Can you tell we're getting desperate?
Well, if it isn't Kanekotin. Eager to enter Syrcus Tower and kill everything in sight, no doubt. As I'm sure you have already heard, though, the place is locked up tight as a clam. New friends from the students, you say? Excellent. It's been slow going, or rather, no going, for the chief. He'll appreciate the help. If you'll just follow me, I'll take you to him.
Some old faces to lift the spirit, and a couple of new ones besides.
Allow me to introduce Ane and Doga. They are scholars of ancient Alec, sent here by our friends of Baldessian to aid in the investigation.
We understand you're having trouble circumventing the tower's defenses. 'Tis our hope that we can be of some small assistance.
If your attire is aught to go by, your assistance should prove invaluable indeed. To begin with, let me tell you where we stand beyond Rise's Syrcus Tower. the principal spire of the structure collectively known as the Crystal Tower. The only way to get inside is through the proverbial front door, the imposing gate you see here. The problem is, we can't get it to open. It's sealed by some mechanism whose workings are an utter mystery to us. Having had no success via more orthodox methods, I went at it with everything from a pickaxe to a Mahidate cannon. Nothing so much as put a scratch on it. For a blessing, the gate doesn't try to reduce us to ashes like the 8 sentinels, but that doesn't make it any less effective a security measure. It's fiendishly frustrating in its simplicity.
The only clue we have is the elaborate device carved upon it, a man and a woman, respectant. Allegan royalty, by my judgment. Precisely who these individuals were, we cannot say. Nor do we know whether the device actually serves a purpose. Like as not, it is purely decorative.
If you're thinking to force it, save your strength. It's no use, just ask the calluses on my hands.
Rest assured we do not mean to waste our strength.
Indeed. Why should we exert ourselves, when the gate will open of its own accord?
I don't think any of us expected that to happen.
7 hells. What is this? What did you do? What are you?
Piercing the heavens and gathering the light, a symbol of mankind's glory and might. Its virtue guarded by gates impregnable only to those of royal blood, answerable, exactly as passed down through legend, I am delighted to see.
Beg pardons for interrupting your bewilderment. I couldn't help but notice the remarkable playthings you have acquired.
Naniro? You're still alive?
Garland. If I didn't know better, I would say you weren't happy to see me. But I jest. In light of our recent meetings, you have every right to be wary. But rest assured, I am no longer a threat to you. My legion is for all intents and purposes different, and my association with it means a tight noose awaits me back in Garlemald. And so I have been roaming this land Eorzea, a regular itinerant. In the course of my wanderings, I chanced to catch wind of your latest venture. It sounded positively fascinating, and so I decided to come here and join you.
After the wrongs you've committed? You think us that gullible?
If you are suspicious of my intent, 'tis only my just deserts. But I am determined to make amends. As a gesture of goodwill, I will share with you what I know, starting with these 2 odd characters. As you are doubtless already aware, the Crystal Tower was the symbol of ancient Allag's might and prosperity. Entry was permitted only to royalty and a select few individuals. According to the records I have unearthed, only royal blood can open the gate. In other words, the emperor and his progeny were living keys.
You mean to say that these two are descended from Allegan royalty?
Oh, I suggest nothing so glamorous. To put it plain, they are imitations of royalty, living keys born of Allegan ingenuity. Clones, I believe, is the name your creators gave your kind. Is that not so?
Twould seem that the time for concealment is past. Pray accept our apologies. 'Twas not our intent to deceive. We simply wished to avoid causing undue alarm by prematurely making what many would consider deranged claims.
If it please you, let us return to the 8 sentinels. There is much and more to tell.
Very well.
Seven hells, do you seriously mean to follow us around?
Come, Garland. You know me better than to think that I spoke in jest. What more will it take for us to be reconciled? A gift, perhaps. An elegant tombstone. It holds the information I just shared with you, and a deal more besides. It used to be the jealously guarded property of the XIVTH Legion, but it's yours now. I wish you joy of it. I look forward to working together, old friend. The Chief and Nero go all the way back to the Machinist Academy. It's an exclusive school situated in the capital, reserved for the Empire's brightest elite. I don't know the nitty-gritty details, but they didn't get along back then, and they don't get along now. Fate's a bastard for bringing them together again.
To think the Allegans could make copies of people. If this knowledge were to fall into the wrong hands, the world would become a terrible place. I shudder to imagine a dozen bigs, shouting at me all day long.
We may not have gotten off to the best of starts, but the past is in the past. Yesterday's enemies can yet be today's friends. Do you not agree, Warrior of Light?
Let us hear what Une and Doga have to say. It will not be too late to decide upon a course of action afterwards.
You have every right to mistrust us, but I beg you to hear us out. Long have we waited for this opportunity to fulfill our life's purpose.
If you are ready to listen, we shall tell you all. As it pertains closely to your investigation, your leader, Rammbroes, may wish to be present. Before we begin, pray allow me to apologize again. It was not our intent to deceive you. As you will have already gathered, we are not scholars sent by the students of Baldessian. Nay, we are clones, copies of people who once existed, given life through Allegan technology.
This is rather a lot to take in. If it would not be considered unseemly, might I ask why you and yours were created? And more specifically, what is it that you now seek to do?
Answering your questions requires that we revisit Allegan history. Pray bear with us.
The Allegan Empire reached its zenith long before our kind came into being. In that glorious age, the Crystal Tower stood tall as the symbol of Allegan pride. Parents took their children there, that they might learn how the limitless energy it produced brought prosperity to the whole empire.
That prosperity, however, bred decadence, and the empire began to show signs of stagnation. This decline was made all the more rapid for want of strong leadership. In a matter of generations, the Allegan civilization became a pale shadow of its former self. Its once gleaming cities fell into disrepair, and its frontier lands were given over to the wilderness.
Lamenting the pitiful state of affairs, one technologist made it his mission to restore Alleg to greatness. Amon was his name, and he believed that the ailing empire wanted for but a potent ruler. And none was more potent than its founding father, whom he sought to resurrect.
The founding father? You cannot mean Emperor Xanda?
None other. As part of his experiments, Amon created clones of the emperor's descendants. We are the products of that experiment, copies of Ane and Doga.
Historical texts mention the reigns of two Allegan emperors named Xande. It was commonly believed that the second was the namesake of the first. After all, such a custom is not uncommon among royalty and commoners alike. To think that the two were in fact one and the same.
Xander returned from the grave and assumed his throne once more. And true to Amon's prediction, the emperor restored his realm to the glory it once knew. Would that he could have been satisfied with that.
In his previous life, the emperor desired to bring the entire world under Allegan dominion, an ambition that ultimately went unfulfilled. Having been granted a second chance, he was determined to succeed. Realizing that he needed more power to wage his war of conquest, Xande turned his sights towards a forbidden source, darkness. In order to learn how to harness this power, he converted the Crystal Tower into a restricted research facility.
Darkness, again? Seven hells, what is it with megalomaniacal rulers turning to darkness in their lust for power? Well, at least this one won't be bothering us, being thousands of years dead and all.
Would that you were right, Master Garland. Alas, Emperor Xande is very much alive. Within Syrcus Tower he still abides, his ambition burning all the more ardently for his empire's collapse. Wielding the power of darkness requires prodigious amounts of energy that not even the Crystal Tower could produce. In order to augment the shortfall, Dalamud was created and launched into the heavens. On high it hung, gathering the sun's energy and channeling it to the tower below. However, a miscalculation resulted in a surge of energy that escaped into the land. This triggered an earthquake of unprecedented violence, the calamity that ushered in the Fourth Umbral Era. In the blinking of an eye, the mighty Allegan Empire was laid to waste. Yet even as the Crystal Tower was sinking into the earth, the technologist Amon, now Emperor Xande's closest aide, invoked powerful magics and halted the flow of time. Every soul within the structure, the Emperor included, was placed in a deep slumber. In that state they were to remain until the time was right to awaken.
Eras came and went. After millennia lying dormant, Dalamud was summoned back to the earth. Its descent triggered the Seventh Umbral Calamity, in the wake of which the Crystal Tower re-emerged. At that moment, Emperor Xanda awakened. In his lust for power, the Emperor consorted with darkness and was seduced by its corrupting influence. Even though his empire is now little more than a fading memory, he will stop at nothing to see his ambition realized. "'Tis for no other purpose but to put an end to Xanda's madness that we exist. This is the mantle we have inherited from our namesakes, the true Une and Doga." Fearing what might befall the world, the two of them sought to thwart their emperor. They gave unto us their will, that we might carry on their mission should they fail.
When we came to our senses within the Crystal Tower, we deliberated a course of action. Concluding that we alone could not overcome Xandi, we struck out to find a worthy ally. It has taken years, but our search is finally over. 'Tis no ordinary woman who can cut a path through the labyrinth of the ancients. With you as our champion, Kaneko Tinepin, we are confident that we can end Xandi's dark ambition once and for all.
Well, that'll teach me for speaking too soon. Setting my chagrin aside, I see now why you knew about the students of Baldessi, and among a host of other things, you were observing our investigation the whole time. So, what will we do, Kaneko? The world's in grave danger again, and it just so happens you're an expert at saving it.
You have our eternal gratitude. Together, let us see the Allegan Empire's dark past laid to rest.
It has been our mission to recover the long-lost knowledge of the Allegan civilization. But what worth is that knowledge if it means subjecting the realm to peril? Truth be told, it pains me to think that the tower's secrets may become lost to us, but the greater good must ever come first. Besides, no quantity of ancient relics can compare to our friends Une and Doga, living, breathing Allegans. And so I hereby declare a change in Noah's objective. Henceforth, we shall direct all efforts towards sealing off Syrcus Tower. Its dark secrets must never know the light of day. Kaneko, as you did for us within the labyrinth of the ancients, I would have you enter the structure and eliminate hostile elements. Suffice it to say this includes Emperor Xande himself. Meanwhile, the rest of us shall examine ways to isolate Syrcus Tower from the outside world. To work, then.
Wait. There is something I must know. My right eye is like yours. Does this mean?
You inherited the trait from your father, you said. Know that clones are unable to bear offspring. You have no cause for concern. The Allegan Eye, you called it, but to us it is the Royal Eye, owing to the fact that the trait manifests only in those possessed of royal blood. I cannot well explain why the eye runs in your line, but I am disinclined to think it a coincidence. Though you are doubtless impatient to learn the truth, pray have patience. All will be revealed in due time.
Though their names do not appear to have survived the passage of time, Doga and Une were worthy individuals. They were not without faults, but they placed the welfare of the people above all else. When Xanda was resurrected, they supported his second ascension to the throne, in hopes that the empire would flourish once more under his leadership. When it came to light that Xanda was consorting with dark powers, they did all within their power to stop him. Among their many acts, they imbued us, two humble clones, with their will.
Within Syrcus Tower, you will encounter clones who share our appearance. Though they, too, were created in the image of Doga and Une, they are but empty husks bereft of independent will. Their sole purpose is to eliminate intruders. Striking down spitting images of Une and myself may give you pause, but you must not let that stay your hand.
My apologies if I've given you cause to worry. I am quite well, I assure you. As you can appreciate, there has been much for me to think on. But now is the time for action, not idle thoughts. Syrcus Tower awaits us. Your task is to eliminate all hostile elements within the structure, Xanda himself included. This will afford us the chance to seal off the facility. May the crystal grant you strength. The truth of my eye is ever on my mind, but right now every man of us has a job to do. Rest assured I shan't allow myself to be distracted.
Within Syrcus Tower, you will encounter clones who share our appearance. Though they, too, were created in the image of Doga and Une, they are but empty husks bereft of independent will. Their sole purpose is to eliminate intruders. Striking down spitting images of Une and myself may give you pause, but you must not let that stay your hand.
My hounds hunger for man flesh. Lightning of darkness, smite my enemy. Come be forth, staff of hell. Their insolent heights, my hounds. The hounds grow silent. Finally, I may rest. You who would bear steel against the Emperor. You shall not fast so long as I draw breath. Activating support protocol, charging energy stores. That my defenses could be breached.
My, such unruly guests. It would seem a little diversion is in order. Behold the marvels of elegant science. Fancy a spot of mummery. Is it just me, or is it a mite chilly in here? That will do for the opening act. Let the curtains rise for the main attraction. Inconceivable, beware, your majesty. Danger approaches.
Begone, vermin. Mine is the power of darkness. Even the stars must bend to my will. You are as insects to be crushed under. I shall crush all who dare oppose me. My defeat means nothing. Darkness shall devour all.
Kaneko team. You did it. You defeated Emperor Xanda.
Empires may rise and fall, but man's indefatigable spirit ever lives on. Truly, you are the champion we had hoped for, Kaneko Timepin. With Emperor Xandi now at eternal rest, his dark legacy may be undone.
What are you playing at now, Nero?
In case you haven't noticed, Garland, these are dangerous surrounds. Can a man be faulted for exercising due caution? At any rate, you needn't mind me. I am perfectly capable of looking after myself. Go on and finish what you came to do.
There are two ways that we may seal off Syrcus Tower, either isolate it from the outside world, or cripple its ability to produce energy. The choice of method is yours to make. Before you proceed, however, Doga and I must needs attend to a task.
That distortion. What is it?
The power that Xanda sought to obtain comes from the void, the world of darkness, our people called it. And the true nature of that power was none other than the armies of Void sent.
Void sent feed on ether, as you may already know, and no plane is richer in it than ours. In exchange for their allegiance, Xandi entered into an unholy covenant. He would open a gate through which the Void sent could freely enter our world. The covenant, I'm afraid to say, is still in effect. However, being of the Emperor's lineage, Ani and I believe that we can annul it. By his blood Xandi sealed his dark pact. By our blood it shall be undone. It is time.
Yes, Doga. Finally, we may fulfill our purpose.
Har 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 har. Har 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 har. Oh, be still my beating heart. For a moment I feared that this outing would end in disappointment, but my readings were not mistaken. Not even the ultimate weapon compares to this.
What are you going on about?
The covenant is everlasting.
And so Meracidia is brought into the fold. Soon, all the world shall be united under Allegan rule. And yet, with every dream that becomes reality, the memory of death grows ever more vivid, an endless void, bereft of light and warmth. Though I may have defeated death, it did not leave me unscathed. Nay, its ravening claws have scarred my soul for eternity. Never shall I know peace. Beings without will. You cannot fathom my rage, my melancholy, my fear. What worth is wealth and power when all must inevitably be consigned to nothingness? If man has nothing, he need not know the pain of loss. So let there be nothing. Harvest more power, that the gate may be thrown full open. Let the cloud of darkness come and engulf the world, devouring all life, hopes, and dreams. Let all be returned to nothingness.
Kaneko team. Pull yourself together. Is there no end to them? What in the seven hells is happening? Art. Not now, damn it.
Nero. Were they part of your grand plan, too?
Save your japes, Garland. I didn't put up with your arrogant face to play with worthless clones. Something controls them. A void scent, and no ordinary one at that.
Doga.
Confound it. Without them, there's no way to master the darkness. That power is mine.
Nero.
The covenant shall be honored.
I am the cloud of darkness. I shall devour your light, and return this world to the void. Damn it, the rift is gone. What are we supposed to do now? As much as it pains me to leave without them, there's precious little we can do. Let us return to the find and consult Rammbroes. When the fog is thick, I wouldn't wander too far.
I feel as though that I'm forgetting something important, but for the life of me, I cannot remember what that something is.
All this happened within the tower. Gods preserve. The rift that manifested before the throne was a void gate. Of this I am certain. There exist myriad kinds of voidsent. The more powerful the being, the larger the gate must be for it to pass through. Told seem that Xande sought to open a gate of unprecedented proportions, one that would allow this cloud of darkness entry into our world. Fortunately for all mankind, he did not succeed. I shudder to imagine what this voidsent is capable of.
However dreadful it may be, we can't abandon our friends. Is there no way to save them?
I will not lie to you, Master Garland. The situation is bleak. Though voidsent can enter our world, instances of men entering the void have never been documented. It pains me to give voice to my fears, but we do not even know whether our friends still live.
Damn it. I feel so helpless.
No, I refuse to give up. We must save Doga and Une. We share the same eye, 'tis true, but that is not what motivates me. Above all, I wish to help them to fulfill their mission, a mission whose burden they have borne for thousands of years. And besides, we cannot leave matters as they are. So long as Xanda's dark covenant is binding, our world is in danger. 'Tis our duty to prevent the worst from coming to pass.
Graha. Ever since meeting Ane and Doga, you have not quite been yourself. Tell me true, is all well with your eye?
I honestly cannot say. I know only that there is a memory that I must recall. As a child, my father told me that the truth of our eye rests with Alig. The answer eludes me still, but one day I will find it.
I am with Grahat. However slim the odds, we must try to save Ane and Doga. And that bastard Nero as well, if only to make certain that he won't make any more mischief.
You have the right of it. Though we have known them but briefly, Doga and Ane are our comrades. We cannot fail them. I shall consult experts and literature both. I swear to leave no stone unturned. Yet know that it may be a while before we are ready to act. I would ask that you all be patient. When dealing with the void, one cannot be cautious enough. My thanks again for your assistance. Pray rest now while you can. For when the time comes to go after our friends, you must be at no less than full strength.
We'll save them yet, Kanak Hoteen. Mark my words.